SocGen came out with a report yesterday that said that gold is in a bubble and that it may be headed towards a bear market. To talk with us about it today is Will Rhind of ETF Securities U.S. Will, thanks.
Thank you.
So what do you make of this report? Gold sold off yesterday. A lot of people were talking about it. Do you believe or agree with the fact that gold is in a bubble?
No, I don't believe that gold is in a bubble. I think we've seen quite a significant retracement from the $1,900 per ounce high in gold down to the $1,500 level that we have right now. So I think in many different ways, gold is certainly not in a bubble. We've seen a decade of rising gold prices, which perhaps has predicated some of this talk, but I think the macro conditions are still pretty much the same as they have been for the last few years, and therefore we could well indeed see several more years of growth in gold.
It does seem like anytime one of these larger banks or research outlets come out with a report that says, we're reducing our price target on gold, or gold's going to hit a bear market, gold does kind of sell off. But we've seen, what SocGen came out with yesterday is, it's not unusual. We've seen this before, someone come out with a report like this.
Yeah, exactly. And just very, very recently, the most recent example I can think of is we saw gold, sell off a few weeks ago, and indeed, started to decline. And then out of nowhere, the Cyprus situation exploded, and suddenly gold rallied. So there was that catalyst, which perhaps people didn't predict and came out of the woodwork to support gold prices, and we've seen that manifest itself several times over the last few years, whether it's been the U.S. losing its AAA credit rating, whether it's the European debt crisis, whether it's Cyprus, whatever it may be. There are these events that are lurking still under the surface or in the background that have a tendency to rear their head at any moment and support the gold price.
Before we came into this interview, we were talking a little bit about silver prices. You said you might be seeing something there. What can you tell investors about it?
Yeah, we've seen from the ETF Securities SIVR and silver ETF quite a lot of activity in the last few days. And I think one may make the assumption or guess that people may be looking to get back into the gold rally via silver, actually, because the silver price point hasn't sold off in the same sort of magnitude as gold. So we may be seeing people looking to enter the metal market or re-enter the metal market using silver than perhaps gold.
Sure, silver a little bit cheaper than gold.
That's right, yeah.
Will, thanks so much for being with us. You heard it from
Thanks,
Will.
Joe.
Keep an eye on the gold prices, even though we have some saying that it might be headed towards a bearish market. A lot of the same catalysts are still in place, and you never know what could come out of Europe. I'm Deaux, The Street.